It seems like everywhere you look right now, people are talking about this so-called $1,800 stimulus check for 2025. And if you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, or you're a low-income worker just trying to keep up with groceries, rent, and utilities, it's completely understandable that a headline like that grabs your attention. With prices still squeezing everyone, the idea of extra help sounds like a lifeline. But before you get your hopes up or click on any links that promise fast money, there's something important you need to know about what's actually real and what's just misinformation spreading online. I've gone through the official IRS updates, Treasury statements, and the federal notices, so you don't have to dig through confusing government websites. What I want to do is break this down in plain, simple language so you understand exactly what's going on, why these rumors exploded, and what real programs can still put money back into your pocket even if this rumored check doesn't exist. There's a lot of noise out there right now, but we're going to cut through it so you know the truth. A lot of people are feeling the same kind of stress you might be feeling. I heard from a woman named Denise, who's living on SSDI and trying to care for her disabled son. Her rent went up again. Groceries are eating more and more of her check. And when she saw posts about an $1,800 payment coming any day now, she felt that tiny spark of hope. But then she started getting messages asking for her social security number to verify her eligibility, and that's when she realized something didn't feel right. Stories like hers are happening everywhere because people are desperate for even a little relief. So here's what we're going to walk through together. We'll talk about where this rumor actually came from, whether the IRS has confirmed any kind of new federal stimulus, who would qualify if this were real, and most importantly, the programs that are real that you can claim right now if you're eligible. Whether you're a retiree on Social Security, someone receiving SSI or SSDI, a veteran getting VA disability, or a parent trying to stretch every dollar, I want you to know exactly what matters to you and your wallet. Let's start with the biggest question on everyone's mind. Is there really an $1,800 check coming? The short answer is no. There is no federal law, no IRS announcement, and no approved stimulus program for 2025 that includes a payment of $1,800. The government has not approved anything like that, and the IRS is not preparing any new direct payments for the general public. But the reason this rumor caught fire is because some people missed out on past pandemic-era payments, and the IRS was still processing late recovery rebate credits earlier this year. That made it easy for misleading posts to twist old information into something that sounds brand new. For people on fixed incomes, especially Social Security retirees and disability recipients, this kind of confusion is dangerous. When money is tight, it's natural to want to believe in good news, but it's even more important to stay safe. Scammers love moments like these. They copy the look of the IRS website, they send text messages saying your payment is ready to claim, or they ask you to confirm your identity. The IRS will never do any of that by text or email. Any message like that is a scam, no exceptions. But here's the part that matters for you. Just because this rumored check isn't real doesn't mean there aren't legitimate programs that can help right now. There are credits, state-level payments, and benefit adjustments that many people overlook simply because the information is complicated or buried in government language. If you're working a low-income job, the Earned Income Tax Credit could mean real money coming back to you. If you're raising kids, the Child Tax Credit can give you another boost when you file your taxes. And if you're on Social Security or VA disability, your regular cost of living increase is already built into your payments without you having to apply. A lot of people on SSDI and SSI ask whether any of these adjustments hit their benefits automatically. Some do. Some require filing a tax return even if you don't normally file. Some depend on income thresholds. And some state programs have narrow windows where you can apply. That's why staying informed matters, because missing one step could mean missing money you're legally entitled to. Let's break down why this rumor spread so fast. Stimulus checks during the pandemic set a strong memory in people's minds. For many families, those payments were the difference between keeping the lights on and falling behind. When the economy still feels shaky and you're stretching every dollar to cover medication, utilities, or just basic food, it's natural to hope for something similar. So when a post on Facebook or a random website says IRS approves new $1,800 relief, your brain wants to believe it, even if the source isn't trustworthy. That's how misinformation spreads faster than the real story. But here's the truth: the last window to claim any missed stimulus from previous years closed on April 15th, 2025. If you didn't file by that date, the IRS legally can't issue those older payments anymore. That deadline is gone. And anyone claiming otherwise is using outdated or incorrect information. Yet there's still real help available if you know where to look. And that's what I want to guide you through next: how to figure out whether you qualify for real money that still exists today without falling for scams and without getting lost in confusing requirements. One thing I really want you to hear is that even though this rumored check isn't real, there are real steps you can take to make sure you're not missing money that's actually available. If you're on Social Security or SSDI, logging into your MySSA account can show you your payment history and any changes coming to your monthly benefits. For veterans on VA disability, your va.gov account can show upcoming adjustments or retroactive payments you may be owed. And if you're a working parent or someone with even a small amount of earned income, filing a simple tax return can open the door to refundable credits that put real cash back into your pocket. A lot of people who think they don't qualify actually do, but they never file, so the money just sits there. If you're unsure where to start, think of it this way: checking your benefits or filing a tax return doesn't obligate you to anything. You're just making sure you're not leaving money behind. And I know it can feel overwhelming when you're tired, stressed, or already dealing with so much. But taking just a few minutes to check your accounts or talk to a tax preparer at a local library, community center, or Vita site can make a difference. Even a couple $100s can help with groceries, a prescription, or that one bill that's been hanging over your head. Let me give you a few quick examples of how real people benefit from programs that actually exist. Someone on SSI who also works a small part-time job might qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit, even if their paycheck seems too small to matter. A grandmother raising her grandkids may qualify for the Child Tax Credit just by filing a return. A veteran with a lower disability rating may discover they qualify for a state bonus or tax reduction they never applied for. These are the kinds of real, tangible supports that often get overlooked while rumors about new stimulus checks grab all the attention. It's also important to be realistic. Even with these programs, many people will still feel financially squeezed. A cost of living increase might only add a few extra dollars to a monthly check. State programs might require applications or have limited funding. Refundable credits only come when you file, and for some people, that once-a-year boost doesn't stretch far enough. None of this means you're doing anything wrong. The system is complicated, and you're doing your best in a situation that isn't easy for anyone. What matters most is staying informed and using every tool available to you. Staying ahead of deadlines, checking your accounts, and asking questions doesn't just help you today, it helps you build a little more stability for tomorrow. And if the government ever does approve a new stimulus or a new relief program, you can be sure the IRS will announce it publicly, and you'll hear it from trustworthy sources long before it hits social media rumors. I want you to remember something, especially if you've been feeling embarrassed or frustrated about needing help. There is nothing wrong with using the programs that exist to support you. Millions of people rely on Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA benefits, SNAP, and tax credits just to get by. You're not alone, and you're not weak for wanting to make sure your family is taken care of. Being informed, asking questions, and keeping yourself protected from scams is not something to be ashamed of, it's something to be proud of. If you want to stay on top of real updates about Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA disability, SNAP, stimulus proposals, and any benefit changes that could affect your wallet, make sure you're subscribed. I cover every major update, every deadline, and every new program so you never miss something important. And if you know someone who's been confused or worried about the $1,800 rumor, share this with them so they can stay safe, too. Feel free to leave a comment about where you're watching from or what questions you have. I always read them, and this community helps each other more than you know. You deserve clarity, honesty, and respect when it comes to your benefits. And I'm here to make sure you get exactly that.